Hey everyone, welcome to your Modern Maven Tarot Monthly Tarot. Before we dive into the tarot though, I wanted to go over the astrology briefly for November 2024 and also want to thank all of you for joining me. If this does end up resonating, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear this message. For November 2024, there's a lot happening astrologically. We're finally going to be entering Pluto and Aquarius, which is very exciting, but remember too, this is a very pivotal transformational period. This transformation for some people might happen overnight on a conscious level, but as far as the 3D level, we'll be going through some transformations for a while. Now, if you want to skip ahead to your tarot reading, I will have that time stamped, but if you want to stick around for a little bit, get a little bit of information, I also highly suggest that you check out astrology.com's calendar for November 2024. Take a look at your chart and see if there's any key highlights, specifically too if you have a planet, let's say you have Mercury in Sagittarius, and we have Mercury entering Sagittarius on November 2nd. I would highlight that and then utilize that energy to the best of your benefit. Since this month is so transformative, we really want to stay grounded. So I'm going to remind everyone, the best thing you can do is constantly do your shadow work, all right? Your inner child wants to feel safe. Okay, and so the best thing you can do is continually do that, utilize that energy, because the more of us who individually do that shadow work, the better off the collective will be. Okay, so let's kick this off, and the full calendar again will be linked in the description of this video. Now, November 1st, we start with the new moon in Scorpio, okay? So this is going to be exciting and scary, okay? Because, it's that idea of knowing that there's change, and change can be exciting, but it can also be scary because we're leaving the comforts of what we know, all right? Even if what we know isn't the best for us, there's still comfort in really expecting what's to come. Now, this new moon is very productive, okay? It'll help us plan for the future. And since it's a new moon and it's regarding transformation, let go of anything from your past identity. And I've already noticed this in the tarot readings that I've done so far. There is so much to embrace with the new, but we gotta let go of the baggage from the past to feel lighter, especially once we get into that air energy of Aquarius and Pluto. Pluto and Aquarius. So let go of your past self, get ready for the new, embrace the possibilities. So this new moon, even with all the chaos in the collective, personally set those intentions for yourself, for the collective, for what you envision the future, all right? And allow it to come to fruition. Now, November 2nd, Mercury enters Sagittarius. I love this because that energy is really bringing truth and honesty, okay? And so here's where this truth and honesty too, it's going to be for the rest of the year, where it's like, I want the truth, all right? You're going to want the truth. We have a lot of misinformation. We have a lot of energy of deceit that has been around. And this is a great time also for making travel plans, okay? So if you also want to explore learning more, if you've ever wanted to go back to school, now is the time to do it. And getting a better understanding of the world, okay, and the collective. And this will be great going into Pluto and Aquarius, connecting us all in the global community. So the more you can do to understand people who are outside of your, personal bubble of understanding, the better you will be in preparation for the insights that are coming to all of us, okay? But travel plans, get excited. You just had that new moon, so you actually might want to incorporate some travel plans in that new moon in Scorpio. Where have you always wanted to travel? Exploring and expanding your knowledge, okay? Now, November 3rd, we have Mars entering Leo. All right. Now, with this, we are going to feel more passionate about life, okay? However, don't forget, along with the heat, that Leo can bring the drama. So going back to your shadow work, the more that you can make that ego energy less confrontational, I guess, is really what I would say, the better off you'll be. I mean, sometimes we do have to allow that confrontation to come. It's just make sure that you're choosing your battles wisely, all right? Because the Mars and Leo, we're going to want to assert ourselves to defend our ego. And sometimes we don't necessarily need to get into the muck, all right? Now, remember, a lot of chaos. There's going to be so much baiting and trolling to get you to attach your energy to low vibe energies, all right? So rise above and focus on the future ahead. Focus on your new moon in Scorpio intentions, okay? And allow that flair for drama to allow you to shine, not to get in the depths of the muck. Now, November 11th, 11/11, I love this, Venus enters Capricorn. So this is where we're going to really get more serious and practical, okay? This is the energy of slow and steady wins the race. Now remember, Venus isn't only love, it's your finances and your health, okay? So when it comes to business relationships, your reputation, thinking practically about all of these areas of your life of relationships, health, wellness, finances. You're going to be feeling more practical, and you're also going to learn to align with people that make your life better. Okay, so this is where we really are going to start seeing the people who are putting in the work. All right, so if you are in a situation where maybe you feel like you're carrying more of a weight, you're going to start noticing the people around you who are doing just as much as you, and you're going to start gravitating towards those people. Okay, but this is the best time to get serious with everything. So we're wrapping up the year, we're tying up loose ends. And so if there's anything related to loose ends with your finances, with any business relationships, that's really something that will encourage us to tackle. Okay, now November 11th, I'm sorry, not November 11th, November 12th, Saturn goes direct in Pisces. Now, this is exciting because remember, we had Saturn going direct in November 2023 at the beginning of November. And now we have a full circle, okay, of a year. Now, Saturn has gone direct and retrograde in that time a couple times, but we get to go and reflect back on the last year. What challenges have you faced? How have you built your strength and resilience? These are questions we want to ask because we want to be our own cheerleader, okay? Especially leading up to the full moon and after this. So it's time to drop back into reality. So it's so nice that the day before we have Venus entering Capricorn, which is already energetically encouraging us to really get serious about what it is we want to nurture, okay? So when we get back into the reality, Saturn's pulling the reins back, all right, until the end of the year. Now, this is where we can use the lessons we've learned to build solid foundations. Okay, and emotional boundaries. That's important. Now remember, because Pisces, that's a big lesson with Pisces in general, is emotional boundaries. So this is setting us up for 2025. Now here's the big thing, because solid foundations, so important. If there's cracks in your foundation, we want to nip that in the bud right now, all right? And so here's where we need to ask ourselves, of all the areas I've grown, of all the areas where I've stepped out of my comfort zone, where am I still holding myself back? Because that's what we are going to want to accept the challenge of into the new year, all right? Utilize November and December to really flush out anything that is still left over from past identities, past chapters, okay? Now, November 15th, full moon in Taurus. So this is so lovely because Taurus rules Venus, right? And on November 11th, we have Venus going into a fellow Earth sign, Capricorn, a very practical energy. Now, this full moon in Taurus is going to be very grounding, okay? It's a very sensual full moon, actually. So it's really where this is the fork in the road, okay? Where we have to ask ourselves, what are our values, all right? If your values change, that is part of evolving. That is part of this higher consciousness. So this is a good time to really go over everything related to value and what you value, and also your valuables, okay? Because Venus, again, also rules finances, and Taurus is the ruler of Venus. So we really want to ask ourselves, like, perhaps there's things that you valued before, like material things that you don't value as much. Let's say that you always valued, buying really nice clothes. We're in Sagittarius season. You're thinking, you know what? That money that I've been using to buy clothes that I'm not wearing, I could put in a savings account to take that dream trip that I've always wanted to take. All right, that's the kind of like reassessing values here with this full moon. Really asking yourselves, where am I putting this money? And am I getting the satisfaction I used to get out of what I'm doing with my money? Okay, and again, like also putting out the energy of love. Please, 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 collective love. We need it so much. Now, the big one, November 19th, Pluto enters Aquarius. Okay, now Pluto is finally going to be here for the next 2 decades. So this really truly is the dawning of a new age. We have to remember that. Now it's the dawning of a new age, okay? And so while some of us might like consciously be already there and jumping in there, we really need to remind ourselves that this is going to take work, and Pluto's about power, okay? Personal power. Now we have Saturn direct, which is actually a positive thing because we're able to put that discipline and rising the challenge, the resilience into this new age of rethinking power, all right? Re-identifying what power is to us personally and power in the collective, and how we want to see power play out in the collective. Okay, so we have to get ready though for what this brings, okay? It does bring the falling of empires, rebellion, but a new vision for the world. And so that's what you need to hold on to, is understand the process, send out love, and really believe in the dawning of a new age, okay? Now, November 21st, Sun enters Sagittarius, okay? So over the next 4 weeks, this is going to be really fiery, but really positive fiery energy, all right? This is where we are going to feel this sense of generosity and daring, taking risks, all right, filled with this feeling of freedom. And we want to race to that new horizon of this new worldview. So we're really going to be pushed and amped to push forward Pluto and Aquarius energy, all right? So channel that energy to the best of your abilities. And remember, we also have Mars in Leo. So remember not to only do it for your own personal ego, but what you truly think is the vision for the future for all of us, not just yourself, but for all of us, okay? Really putting your passion into what is best for the collective and allowing your ego to shine in a manner that isn't just self-serving, all right? But this is going to be so exciting. This is bold energy. Put yourself out there, okay? Really do the things that you've always been scared to do. Because remember, we also had all of that Scorpio energy. So we're shedding, prior to this, we're shedding all of the things that have been holding us back. Now, November 30th. Oh, and right after that, we do have a Mercury retrograde, but it's really more about travel. So just pay attention to your travel plans during Mercury retrograde, okay? But Mercury retrogrades aren't always this doom and gloom. Okay, now November 30th, a new moon in Sagittarius. So we have 2 new moons in this month, okay? So this is a power-packed month. And remember, I'm only doing just the highlights. Go to astrology.com. There is a lot more details. Highlight these dates. Write a little note in your calendar, for setting intentions, for making daring moves, for doing everything, all right? Now, new moon, November 30th, new moon in Sagittarius. This is where we want to spend the last days of November breaking out of our comfort zone and expanding our horizons, okay? This is a good time to take a holiday trip. Again, going back to that Sagittarius energy of learning, expanding our horizons, traveling. Like, this is where we want to get excited, okay? So we're putting all that energy together, and now's the time to actually take these plans and be like, I am going to come and make them into my reality. All right. So it's a very exciting month ahead. I hope you all are excited. Remember, stay, as Pam Gregory says, stay on your eagle's perch. Stay focused on the future. Align with your values. Align with the people who also align with your values for the greater good of the collective. Okay. And now enjoy your tarot reading. All right, Sagittarius, let's get into your reading. Quick messages while I was clearing your cards. So much spiritual energy, all right? Sagittarius is a sign that has always been curious about spirituality, religion perhaps, and this is the month to expand all of that, all right? So I just want to remind you too that this month, there's going to be a lot of shakeups, all right? You can visualize that tower energy. I do get a sense of there being a tower moment or consecutive tower moments that really have you either questioning your faith and spirituality or driving it even further into your beliefs, okay? So I'm getting, though, that there's a lot of you where you're split. Some of you are going to be questioning very set beliefs, if you will, and then some of you are going to be lifted up even more into what you already believe in, like something that's been there, and then it's like, yes, this is my intuition's right. Also, a very strong message though. Remember how close you are connected to that. If it's something where you've never felt that connection, this is the month where it's like, it's here, okay? So really accept and embrace that spiritual energy, especially if it's coming from spirit guides, your ancestors. But I really want you to explore and expand your knowledge related to spirituality, spiritual practices, religion, the collective unconscious, just a lot. And it's related to Pluto. And so here it is, answering the wake-up call, activating something within you. But for those of you, remember, all the astrology is about us really asking ourselves, what we value, why we value it, discarding beliefs, discarding old identities, if you will, right? Shedding something. And so you really need to ask yourself, like, what is it that is being let go to welcome in more? All right. We're all being asked this question, but for you, there's a really strong spiritual aspect to this. And I'm so excited about it. Yeah. And it's new. Okay. So it's like, get started, really accept this. If it's a new routine, like incorporating yoga into your routine, or, something here though, where we don't want to sit on it anymore and we really want to accept it and get started. Okay. And what a wonderful time with you and your season and Mercury and Sagittarius. Communicating from the heart. That's going to feel so good, communicating from the heart, okay? And really empower you. So let us see what we got going on for November 2024. Also, just a reminder, if this does end up resonating, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you to all my subscribers. Very cool. Very, very cool. This is where people... that warm energy of yours, people are really going to be turning to you for comfort. And the more you can do shadow work, the better off you will be. Very cool. All right. I love this because you're going to the depths and this is exciting. Okay. So we really want to make sure that we accept that, that very warm spiritual revolution within you. Overall energy is the 4 of coins. So that Capricorn energy, this is ruled by Capricorn, okay? And so we need to remember that Pluto and Capricorn, right, last time in our lifetimes, transiting into Pluto and Aquarius this month, we still have a strong connection to that. All right, to that paradigm, that Capricorn energy. So this is a month of really rethinking, reassessing, revaluing, right? Because this is about security, stability. It can also be a card of greed, okay? And so I think that you're seeing in the collective, you're seeing where the greed is, you're seeing where, the disproportionate energy of valuables, right? And so here's where it's like, this is on your mind in a good way though. This is on your mind of seeing this energy shifting, and not only in the collective, but within yourself, okay, of what you value. So much connected to what you value is really important. What you need more of though, this is a determination, freedom, like new way of thinking, new direction of your thoughts and your beliefs and your values. So like I said, there was a lot of you that were, split, and this is like really rethinking what you believe, really rethinking how you connect to your spiritual energy. And the expansion of knowledge is going to be where you find that, all right? And I think you are accepting it. And I think you're like, this is like shutting yourself in by the end of the month and like learning all you can about something. But we want to embrace this, okay? So here's the deal is like that shadow energy, it can be really... It can be scary if we are going to attach any guilt or shame to it of what we used to think or what we used to believe. And that's not what I want you to do right now, okay? What you have the right amount of though, the 6 of coins, okay? And so here's where you have a lot of support. And you also have the ability to support others. So like I said, there's people that are going to gravitate toward your warm Sagittarius energy and have the confidence of like, you have the stability, the security to really be there for other people, all right? But I do want you to make sure though that people don't take advantage of that warm kind energy, all right? Because in the area what you need less of is the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is the knowing when to walk away and boundaries. There's something that needs to be addressed when it's in the area of what we need less of. So you do need to confront something. You do need to, the power's back in your hands. You can think of yourself with the sword in your hand. And who has that single sword in their hand? It's the King of Swords, all right? And taking charge with your communication, speaking your truth. And so there's something here where you've kind of let something go, all right? It can be related to communication with somebody, that's speaking your truth. But whatever that is, like, it's time to confront it, but it's time to confront it in a new way, right? It's time to confront it with this confident, bold, new energy. Now, what you can change, the 2 of Cups. Okay, so the 2 of Cups is ruled by Cancer, Venus in Cancer. And what you can change is the relationship you have with yourself, okay? Because we're seeing this with the Hermit here at the end of the month. What you can change is how you approach relationships, the relationships you invite in, and the relationship you have with yourself, all right? Now remember, Saturn's going direct again. Saturn went direct last November, okay? So full circle, your message, I remember very clearly, is your worth, your self-confidence, right? And like really embracing, like accepting what is worth your time, worth your energy, and not accepting that low vibe energy anymore, right? Like when you know your worth, you will bring in what is worthy of you. And here's where I think it's like we really can change our perception of relationships. And what you need to accept, the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Knight of Cups, this is somebody coming in with a lot of emotional fulfillment for you. And so this relationship, whatever it is, it might be a relationship coming in that is something that you've never had before. Somebody who's like, your polar opposite, like it could be a Gemini or something, where it's like, this person doesn't seem like what would fit, but it does. And the emotional, it's like you got the butterflies and like the electricity of like, feeling really excited about whatever this is. But this is fascinating because in the area of where it's heading is the Hermit. And this is Virgo energy. This is introspection, going within. And so perhaps this is you wanting to pursue somebody, right? And you need to really change that approach of like in welcoming in that relationship, but that there's something there's an internal thing that we have to figure out, okay? Virgo energy, though, too, very disciplined, very routine. Because of all these shakeups, I think really what this is saying by the end of the month, like you're really going to have that connection to source. And that's what I think is the strongest thing here is the source and the sword, the staff. You've got all of this power in your hands, right? This new way of thinking, this new bold way of communicating, again, we're getting Mercury and Sagittarius, and so you're going to speak from the heart. You're meant to speak from the heart, okay? You're not meant to shy away from speaking from the heart. And then once you do speak from the heart, you're going to have that connection to yourself more than ever, and that's something to get excited about, okay? All right, so let's see what past life energy here is connected to this relationship. All right, ooh, biblical. This is exciting. What did I say about the spiritual aspect and the religious aspect? There's something here perhaps that we've been holding on to for so long that is from past lifetimes and we're not even aware of it. Okay. When you read about Jesus, Moses, or other biblical figures, you know that there's more to the story because you were there. Either you were a follower of Jesus or Moses or you lived in the Holy Land. You may have had lives alongside other famous biblical figures. As a result, hold on, sorry, there's a page that's ripped out of here. Okay. As a result, traditional religious interpretations of the Bible stories don't ring true to you. You know in your heart and soul what really happened. As such, you tend to follow your own religious or spiritual path. So this is what I'm getting from this, is that you've actually been following this, path, and you're breaking free from that and finally following your own, like that's what you're meant to do. You're meant to follow your own spiritual religious path, hence you going within here at the end, okay? And also too, fascinating. Look at how closely related these are. How neat is that? Wow. Okay, so this is very definitely a clear message for you. Okay. If you witness the crucifixion, you may have emotional scarring stemming from the heartbreak and horror that followed your beloved teacher's death. These reactions may have caused you to shut down your spiritual clairvoyance and other gifts. To reconnect with your abilities, pray for help from biblical figures to whom you feel most connected. You'll learn that they have forgiven all transgressions and have moved on with their spiritual lives, and they will help you do the same. And so if you're feeling stuck, it's really time to connect to that energy. But like, this is really about following a whole new path. This is so exciting. Okay, so let's see what archetypal energies are. Oh, very cool. So I think this might be opening you up, unlocking something up in you. But if this is somebody else, like pay attention to these feelings, okay? So the Knight, loyalty, romance, chivalry, a love of honor, shadow attributes, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. And so here's where I do think that this is split with Sagittarius. Like there's a split here with which like side you fall on, but I do really think that this Knight is you. All right, like what do you emotionally want? Go for it. Okay, like you need to accept this rush of like the flooding of your like moon energy, your emotions, and it's really exciting. Look at all the blue here. There's so much related to your emotions in your moon sign. So if you're a Sagittarius moon, like this is definitely an important message for you. Okay, let's get an empowering question that's going to help you embrace this energy. Okay, that's too many questions. All right, what question is going to, there we are. Is there something in my life that makes me forget time while I'm doing it? What is it? That should be your focus. When we have this chaos and these tower energies, I do think that needs to be what your focus is. Okay, so let's get some dragon energy here to help Sagittarius for November 2024. All right. Oh, more blue. Look at this. Royal blue and gold dragon strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Awaken to your own majesty. Wear your cloak of power with pride. All right. Wear your cloak of power. Your cloak. Look at that. You might have some strong Virgo energy too. Or a Virgo that's like really important in your life. Okay. Crystal energy to help Sagittarius with the spiritual journey that is coming in November 2024. Cool. Oh, nice. Okay. So the first is Shaurite, which is individualization. And so this, like I said, this is something where you're breaking from. You're breaking from tradition, I'm getting. You're breaking from, again, what you think you value, like these beliefs. And it's okay to, no matter what age you are, it's okay to shift, okay? Because you're being raised up, if you will, consciously, okay? So that's a great one. And then this fell over here. So I think it's strongly connected to, you need more of the Ace of Swords, and this is going to help you with that. Chrysoprase, fearless movement. Oh, yeah, that's definitely going to help you. And Emerald, spiritual healing. Sagittarius, this is so exciting. And look at the spiritual healing is connected to your earthly possessions, okay? How you value them. What do you value? Those values are shifting, okay? Maybe you've always valued money and now it's like money and the value of it is feeling different because of the spiritual awakening. But yeah, this is the fearless movement, all right? Be bold, new direction, okay? Embrace this new way of thinking. And also to remember, you have the 6 of coins in the area of what you have the right amount of. So if you are in a position to be generous, right? If you're the benefactor on that, you know, and you have extra finances or material wealth that you can donate, you know, whether it be clothes or money, it's time to get be of service in some way. And Virgo's a card of service. No, don't forget that, okay? So that's really important. All right, Sagittarius, let's get a clarifier for you at the end of the month. That was easy. Look at that. And look what's at the bottom, 6 of Pentacles. So answer the wake-up call. This is a spiritual awakening. Look at the spiritual energy with Judgment. Judgment is ruled by Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius is raising you up, okay? So that's where the air is raising you up. The flame is getting higher and higher, okay? And in a good way, because I'm feeling very grounded energy. And so answer the wake-up call from within you. Liberate yourself from whatever this energy is, from a past belief, past situation, past relationship, past life. Remember, this can be very, very deeply rooted. And 6 of Pentacles, again, I'm telling you, you have the ability to really change some lives with this new determination. So I am excited for you. This is so happy, so exciting. Remember to mark those astrology dates down because they're very important for you, specifically with all that Sagittarius energy. So thank you so much for joining me again, Sagittarius. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share this with somebody who needs to hear this message. And as always, shine your inner light. You've got this.